All right, howdy, folks. Sepper here, aka Sean, and welcome to Next War, World War III. So we've brought Korea into the fight, and I'm going to. So this is prior to game turn 1 for Korea. It's game turn 3 for Taiwan, but it's game turn 1 for Korea. So I'm doing all of the prior to game turn 1. So I have let's see, weather, pregame sea control. The sea control has already been determined by what's going on in Taiwan. So I've reduced the sorties, and now I'm going to do the Scud attacks. I can do up to 10 Scud attacks. Eligible targets. Then I can, after that, I can do non-allied air defense tracks, and then I can do some special forces stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and do all that stuff, and then we can officially start game turn 1. So I'm going to go ahead and do the Scud attacks. And another thing I'm also doing, so I'm implementing from the supplement number 2, I'm implementing the THAAD missile batteries, and supplement 1 and 2 is the Patriot missile batteries. Now, there's only one Patriot missile battery there, but there was 2 different. So we have 2 different counters. This one right here came with supplement 1. That one there came with supplement 2. They almost have the same information on them, and I wish they had been able to squeeze it all in on the new counters. So basically it has a detection of 9, a SAM of 8 within 5 hexes, and it is a -3 DRM to the die roll to see if it hits or not. So, or actually, no, I'm sorry, not because the -3 is a good thing. So that is to the detection. It's a -3 to the detection. So I've got both of them. So I put the Patriot here. You get 1 THAAD if you have Camp Humphreys, and then you get 1 Patriot per headquarters. I think you also get 1 if you have air units, so technically I should get another Patriot. I'll put that on the map. And I'll be back with you in a second when I figure out where it's going. So you get 1 if you have air units, and then you get 1 for every headquarters. So it's going to be U.S. headquarters. So I'm going to put it with the 2nd Infantry Division, and it's in the same hex, but that can move with them. You can move them independently, but it costs supply points and all that. So we'll worry about that later. And then as you get reinforcements, as you get new headquarters in the game, then you will get a new Patriot missile battery that'll go with it. So there you go. So let's go ahead and show you where I've got. So I'm going to target, these are Scuds or ballistic missiles, and the THAAD and the Patriots are good against those. They're not good against cruise missiles. We'll target this. There's an air base under here. So got an air base. You can do 10 of these, right? So airfield. So the hope is to hit the airfield and cause collateral damage on the helicopters too. Airfield, and last but not least is an airfield. So basically I'm going to have 2 going at each one. So let's go ahead and get ready to resolve that. All right, so this SAM has a range of 5, so it can only basically protect this airbase here, but it can also protect Camp Humphreys, and that's kind of why I moved. They have to be placed on air bases if they're not with a headquarters, so that's kind of why I chose to put it here, so it could kind of cover Camp Humphreys as well as that airbase and Seoul if they decide to do anything there. Can't protect that one, so those cruise missiles will they will make it in, and there's not going to be a whole lot that we can do about them. So let's go ahead and roll for those 2. So that's a 3 and a 7. We need to roll a 5 or lower. Actually, let me look. I think non-US cruise missile strike. No. No, so there's no special DRMs for those guys. So those two, one of those, that looks like a strike 2 result. So let's go ahead and we'll put our little blast marker on there. All right, so that's a strike 2. We'll do the collateral damage immediately, but we'll do that once we're done rolling for everybody. So now we have to see if the Patriots work. Actually, you know what? What I did not do is I have to see. I have to do the THAAD. So the THAAD covers the whole Korean Peninsula. I will use the THAAD only when a Patriot will not work. So I'll use the Patriot for this one, but I'll use the THAAD for all the other ones. So it's a 9 detection, 9 SAM. So actually, let's back up. So only one of those SAMs got through. So we'll just roll for the one SAM that got through. So we need to roll. I got too much stuff going on. So we have to do the detection. So it's a 9. So basically we need to roll an 8 or lower because detection means you can attack it with SAMs. So that's pretty dang good. So that's an 8. So it is detected, and now we will use the 9 SAM column, which is right here, and then we will roll. So we rolled a 9, which is honestly bad. So nothing happens. So that one does make it through. All right, so boy, this game is going to take forever to finish because wait till I get Vietnam rolled up in here. It's gonna be crazy. So now we got to roll this one right here. We're going to use the Patriot, and we will get a -3 to detection and the air defense fire. So let's see if we detect. And that is on the 9 detection track. So basically, honestly, we can't fail that roll. So there's honestly no point. I'm not even going to roll because we can't on the 9 detection, and 8 or lower will detect those Scud missiles. So they can be detected. There's no doubt about that. And then on the SAM of 8, it'll be -3. So a 6. So it's possible that it could sneak through. Let's see what we get. So a 0 and a 3. So that is basically zeros. So both of those are destroyed. So we'll go ahead and remove those. One of those makes it through. So honestly, the Patriot's better. We just don't have Patriots everywhere. Now we'll go here. Same thing on the 8. Actually, we're going to use the THAAD now because Patriots can't reach that. So let's go ahead and 9 detection. Both of those are detected. Now we will go on the SAM track, which is a 9. 6 and 4. 6 is a +2 and a 4, so we got one of them. And the other one, where are my? Not there. So one of those hits with a +2. So we'll roll a +2 to that die roll on the advanced strike table. And that is in, looks like flat woods. So it'll be, it doesn't matter, it's that column right there. So +2 to that die roll. So that's a 6. And then that looks like nothing happens. So we got some scuds that went off, but nothing happened. So that happened when we were in Iraq. We had some stuff, not scuds, but we had artillery or rockets that hit on our fob, and nothing happens. So got lucky on that one. So then we've got here, and we've got here. So we will do the advanced detection. This is again with THAADs. Honestly, there is, if we roll a 9. Oh, so one of them was not detected, and the other one was. So we've got one hit. And let's see, the other one was a 9. So that's a 5. So that gets a +2. So one of them gets a +2. So let me get my +2 marker. There we go. So we've got that. And let's roll here for the last one. Let's see if it's detected. 9's not detected. Ooh, double zeros. That's good. And then on the advanced fire, so 9 and 9. Ooh, it looks like both of those make it through. So we've got a +2. We've got one +2, one straight up roll, and then 2 straight up rolls right there. So we'll do that one. Add 2 to the die roll. So that's a 7. Nothing happens. The red one will be the non-DRM. So a 3 and a 5. A 3 is a 1, and a 5 is a 1. So that is going to be strike 2 right there. And then that one is just 2 straight up die rolls. So it's a 7 and a 5. Looks like the 5 is the only one that does anything. So that is a strike 1. There we go. There we go. So there we have it. Now we need to find out what kind of collateral damage happened. There we go. So up here, that is an airfield, or excuse me, that is an air base with a strike 2. So we will go here on this column. Let's go ahead and that column right there. So that's a 2. Air unit, we have to, let's see, what is it, air? 1 step loss. All right, so a step loss, and we lose an air mobile point. All right, step loss from any one air unit. How many air mobile points do we have? I'll have to look. It doesn't look like we have any at the moment. So we'll do a step loss. It can be from any unit. So I will choose... I'll use one of these that's in the flown box. These guys basically just weren't ready, right? That's kind of what that means. All right. So strike 2 goes there. We move that. Right there, nothing happened. So we've got a strike 2 again with collateral damage, and that is, well, that's only an airfield. That's a 9, so nothing happens. And then we'll go ahead and brief. Can we get a strike 2, guys? Anybody? All right. This is getting annoying. There we go. So we got a strike 2. That goes there. The helo is fine. Make sure we'll put that there. So those come out. That one didn't do anything. That one didn't do anything. And we've got lastly a strike 1. I believe that's also, yep, that's also an airfield. So we'll do that. And that is a 5, and that is nothing. So now, strike 1. There we go. And that'll do it. That's it for the cruise missiles. Or not cruise missiles, but Scud missiles, ballistic missiles. I've already adjusted the track, I believe. Wait a minute, and I don't think I have. Yeah, so now we've adjusted the track. So now I'll be back in a second or two to where we figure out, I think it's Special Forces, but I'll have to look. All right, now I can do non-allied air defense track attacks, and this is using SOF markers. So I roll a die, dividing that roll in half, rounding it up. And then for each special forces marker I commit, I can add 1. So this is the DRM plus 4. So we have a 12. We divide that number in half, which gives us 6. So I can reduce the salmon detection markers by a total of 6. Yeah, so I get a total of 6 steps to do SAM and detection total. And then I roll for survival, but the only DRM that I get is a +1. So I don't do the normal turn 1 strategic surprise -3s and all that. So it's a straight up +1. So if I roll a 6 or higher, then I will eliminate those special forces units. So there's 1 eliminated, and there is 2 eliminated. So that is that. Now let's figure out, I have 6 steps to reduce my detection and SAM track. I think I'll do 3 each. I think I'll go there, and I think I'll go there, which will be awesome as far as the North Koreans go. Their air power, it looks like they have a lot, and they do, but most of them are not very good. If we look, you can see that like their best air superiority fighter is a 4. We've got a bunch of 3s, 2s, but a lot of the stuff is 1s. So it's not too good for the Allies. Now I need to allocate my special forces. So during the first SOF phase, all right, so we'll wait till we get to the SOF phase before we do that. I have just conducted the UN resolution die roll for Taiwan. We're not going to do it for Korea because we've just started the war, right? So there was no successful UN resolution, so it is warfare as normal. Now I've conducted the random events which occur after the UN resolution. That is a supplement 1 optional rule. And I rolled, I think, 27 for the Allies, which is a successful cyber attack. Reduced the enemy SAM or detection track marker. I reduced the Chinese detection track marker by 1. China rolled refugee support. Reduce friendly air mobile points by -1 for the turn. I've already done that. Now I'm going to roll for Korea and figure out what we get. So here goes the Allies. They rolled a 21, which is enemy ammo shortage. Rotate 1 enemy headquarters or artillery unit to no missions. All right. Do I want to do that? Let's see. Yeah, we can do that. We can say that. Remember, the North Koreans weren't really intending on waging war here, so we'll go ahead and rotate. There's a lot to choose from. That's the thing. We'll go ahead and do this one here. So you get rotated. Oh, look at that. See, too many chits. All right, there we go. So they basically have no support value. So if you look at that guy right there. And now we will roll to see what the North Koreans get. And that is a 27. Looks like I'm rolling the same stuff over and over. Successful cyber attack. I can reduce the SAM or detection track marker by 1. Well, they've been really hit hard by the special forces, so we will go ahead and drop the detection track down. So yeah, the North Koreans will have a decent time with their air power, even though again it looks like they have a lot. It's not really good. So now we will do the electronic detection phase. I will be back and let you know what the results of that are. All right, next step is the electronic detection, which is where we try to figure out if we can find headquarters. So each side gets 3 attempts, and then you get an additional attempt per nation that's intervened on your side. So it looks like North Korea, or excuse me, the Allies, South Korea, they're going to get a total of 5 attempts because US and Japan have intervened on their side. North Korea is going to get 3 attempts, so the cubes of kind of where I've marked. The North Koreans get on a 2 or lower, they detect. So we need to roll 2 or lower. So we'll just go from top to bottom. Nope. Oop. Let me re-roll that one. Nope. And here. And no. So that will finish that up. And now we're going to try twice here, once here, twice here. So here's the 2 here. So we get on a 4 or lower. The Allies are a little bit better, I guess. So a 4 or lower. So that is detected. So we'll go ahead and put that marker there. As I try to not knock my stacks over. I'm one of those guys that's kind of, some people are like OCD about stuff. I like having nice organized stacks. It really helps out a lot. At least I think so. So 1 attempt here. So that is a 4 or lower. Nope. And then we'll try to detect 1 each on each of those. So red will be the right one. Red right. 4 or lower. So the blue, which is the left one, is detected. So there we go. Something I didn't cover is the weather is clear in North Korea. The weather is overcast in Taiwan. I figured those 2 places are geographically far enough apart where they would have their own independent weather. Again, that's going to make things difficult as I'm playing. I'm going to have to remember that, but hey, that's the way it goes. Now let's go over to Taiwan and see what happens over here. So we get 6 attempts because we have intervened on the Allies. Taiwan gets 3. U.S. has intervened. U.S., Japan, and now Canada has intervened. And that's really the only thing that Canada is contributing is the detection attempts because they have no special forces and they have no supply. And then China is going to devote 1 attempt to this headquarters over here. And they're going to try to detect that one twice. So we'll go ahead with China first. Let's do, there we go. So we'll do this one. So I think, let me see here. The AWACS advantage for the Chinese is 3, so that's a -1. And you get another -1. So you get a -2, so that one is detected. So there we go. That guy's detected. We will try to detect that guy over there. That's only 1 attempt, -2. And that is a 0. All that space, and I still managed to hit something. So we'll put a detection marker over there, and we get 6 attempts on that guy. It looks like we need to roll a 4 or lower. So I got 6 tries. I think there's a pretty good chance that we can do this. 4 or lower, yes, you are detected. All right. So, and if I didn't mention it, yeah, so I did mention it. So the weather is overcast. Basically, that just, if I'm not mistaken, that makes, that doesn't really, I think it's only for air. Yeah, it changes SAM fire. It changes AAA fire. Just gives it a small DRM. Detection's probably the same. Yeah, it makes it a little bit harder to detect. Makes it a little bit harder to hit planes with SAM fire and AAA fire. That looks like it's about all that the overcast weather is going to do. I don't think Yeah, the overcast isn't going to affect the terrain. It's not going to affect movement at all. It's not going to affect supply or anything like that. So really, it's just going to make the air battle a little bit more difficult. So, you know, it is what it is, right? So let me put my detection attempts. I had them up here and then I moved them because I didn't think I would need to worry about it, but I kind of do. And then I'll leave detection attempts there. So that will do it for detection. Now, what's the next step? Next step is the first Special Operation Forces phase. So let me figure out who's going to do what, and then I will get back with you. Right, I have just wrapped up the first Special Operation Forces phase. There is not one on Taiwan or in the Taiwan theater because it's an initiative turn only that does that, and it is contested over there. So we did it over here, and we went by the GSR. So you get to allocate all the SOF raids that you, or the SOF missions that you have units for. So I had 4 remaining. So I could allocate those 4, resolve them, and then I reallocate those same 4, and then I resolve them, and then I have to roll to see if they survive or not. So I had 4 left, so the first 4 were free, and then the second 4 I had to roll to see if they were eliminated. I think 1 was eliminated and everything. So I hit this airfield. So I got a strike 2. I tried to detect and then subsequently target that headquarters. Of course, that was a failure. I allocated 2 here, and I managed to get a strike 2 with a collateral. So the collateral stuff happens at a different time of the turn phase. I think I might have to look that up real quick. So I managed to get a strike 2 on that airfield, and then I ended up getting a collat on that too, or destroyed. So that one is done. And then the last was right here. I was not going after the supply depot, but I was going after the airfield, and nothing. I was able to get nothing on that. So let me look real quick and just double check. If you roll, yeah, I could not allocate, cannot raid the air defense track, so I did not do that. And then during game turn 1, second SOF phase, Rock and Allied can only do recons, targetings, and detection tracks. So you can't do everything in the second turn. So it looks like, yeah, I think I resolved the, I'll have to look real quick. I gotta look on the, let's go over here. Yeah, I think the collateral damage, because I know there's collateral damage there. Actually, I think I do that now. So let me roll, because this is a totally different phase. In the first strike phase, you get all your strike markers, and then way down here, then you do collateral damage. But this is happening at a different time. So let me roll for collateral damage. So what do we have? We've got collateral 2 or strike 2 on an airfield, which is up there. So that's a 0. So enemy unit chooses 1 step loss from an air unit in the basing box detached. Well, if I was going to be I'm going to go for one of these. Let's go for that F-16 right there. So there we go. That was a good hit there. So that has to be turned into a strike 2. What else did we have? Okay, we had here. So we're going after the airfield. Strike 2. 5, that's nothing. And then the only other one was right here, and that is also the, oh, that's going to be destroyed. So, and is it an airfield? Yep, that's an airfield. And that's a 2, so the Allies choose 1 step loss. Well, I didn't look at those good last time. I probably should have. Yeah, I didn't notice. These guys have standoff. So it'd probably be better to reduce these. I'm going to reduce both of these. There we go. All right, that's it. That takes care of the first Special Operation Forces phase. Now I'm going to do the Air Naval phase, and that will be for here and here. But this is long enough. I'll go ahead and get this loaded up, and then I'll conduct all the other stuff. Obviously, the videos are going to, there's going to be more parts now since I'm doing twice the amount of work, so to speak. So yeah, things are gonna take a little bit longer. So hope you're enjoying it, and we'll talk to you later.